I'm Andrew Redden. I'm the Economic Development Manager for Hastings County, for those of you who I haven't had the chance to meet yet. And what a fantastic turnout tonight at our first Creative Hastings event. We're going to do 4 of these in 2012, and we'll talk a little bit more about what these are all about and why we're doing them and so on in a moment. But the main part of this evening is the networking, which is great. We see everybody here and talking, and I've been introducing people to those that haven't met yet. And I also want to welcome you to West Wings. West Wings, thank you for allowing us to have our event here tonight. And we'll have somebody from West Wings, one of the owners, talk to you a little later. And as well, I want to welcome you to Hockeyville. I don't have to worry about jinxing it, right? Because the voting is already ended, but hopefully we'll win. And also there was a number of people that said they haven't been to Stirling before, or even to West Wings. So this is a great opportunity to bring you to Stirling and to a business that's an excellent, thriving business in our community, and you get to see what's available downtown Stirling and in Hastings County. And I also want to highlight that it's okay to use your smartphone or your superphone, whatever you want to call it, your iPhones, your BlackBerry, your Android device, and be tweeting about tonight's event. We want you to be using the hashtag Creative Hastings and get the word out about what's going on in our community, and go on Facebook, post there as well, and maybe just turn your ringers off. I don't know if I have, so apologize if it goes off. But you can be using your phone, I don't mind. Other places you get told to turn it off. In a little bit we're going to introduce some entrepreneurs from our community who are part of the creative economy. So it's not just me standing here and going on and on about what is a creative economy. We're going to have 6 entrepreneurs who will talk about what they do, what they're all about, and why Hastings County. But first of all, what is the creative economy and what is Creative Hastings all about? Well, as an economic development manager, I'm tasked with going after new businesses and jobs and supposed to help generate new business in the economy. Well, I need to go where the most bang for the buck is, so to speak. I know that we don't have the industrial parks like Belleville and Quinte West or Trenton have. We have a really unique place. We have unique small downtowns and quaint historic villages, whether it be Maynooth or Cohill or Stirling. We have the lakes, we have the countryside, but still in close proximity to Belleville and Toronto and Ottawa. People that are part of the creative economy like the place that we have here. They like place. And people in the creative economy are paid to think. That's essentially what a creative entrepreneur is. They might have a certain task that they're assigned or certain guidelines that they're following, but in their day-to-day job, they're thinking of ways to better farm. How can they raise livestock differently and make more money? How can they be better at what they do as far as designing websites and so on? They're not the typical people, or the traditional type worker, I suppose you would say, that go to work and they're making widgets, they're working on the line. These are people that are the managers, or they're coming up with new ways to make something or make those new widgets. So it's painters and potters, but it's also the accountants and the engineers, and it's web designers. Just as much as it is the farmers and the people in the forestry sector. And this is where it's key. 1/3 of the businesses in Hastings County, according to stats I've looked at, are part of the creative economy. So we need to be focusing on this area. And we know that they will grow by 40% over the next decade. And creative occupations overall make up 35% of the labor force, and it used to be 5%. It's interesting to note that in 1950, manufacturing jobs made up 50% of the labor force. Now manufacturing jobs are under 12%, and soon to be probably 2%. Creative workers on average make about $20,000 more than the next wage category. And they also account for 70% of the spending in our communities. Now, I know in rural areas some people say, oh, I'm not making as much as somebody in Toronto and so on. So I understand that, but on average, the creative workers are making more money. Now, I can go on and on about this a bit more, but I'm going to stop and introduce people who are in the creative economy in our area. And I'll introduce them one by one and have them come forward and, as I say, talk for about 3 minutes or so about who they are, what the business is that they do, and why Hastings County. And then at the end I'll come back with some more